Hi guys, and welcome back to the Iron Personal Training YouTube channel, and we've got an exciting video for today. As you can probably see from the thumbnail of the video, I'm joining the dark side and doing some sumo deadlifting. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be a fully convert to sumo, but I am going to use it as a training mechanism because I believe that even if I don't go over to sumo, the skills that I can learn from sumo, especially in the glute and hamstring activation, is actually going to be very helpful and a good crossover to my conventional work. So we're starting off here, we're still on high volume like I'm everything else, so we're really light, we're 125 kilos and we're doing 3 sets of 12s. So as you can see, I'm set up in this sumo stance, and it definitely did feel a bit weird doing the sumo stance compared to the conventional that I'm so used to doing. The weight didn't feel too bad, but as you can imagine, moving over to a new deadlift type and doing this higher volume, it did definitely feel strange and definitely felt fatiguing as well. But as you see, we're pulling quite nicely. I feel like my setup here was okay. There's definitely still some work to do. I still need to work on wedging myself in properly and just making sure that I'm getting full access to all of my glute and hamstring strength while also activating the quads at the same time. But that was the first set done. We now have got the second set done, so this is from the side view. So it's always good that if you're going to film your lifts, to do them from different angles, because you will notice different things about your lifting. So as you can see there, I can notice that my hips went up too much, which means I'm trying to pull a little bit too much with my back rather than drive my legs, which is something that I do get to sort out quite quickly here and move back into that leg position. I think I was just a little bit too low with my hips in that first starting position, but as you can see, the weight again is moving quite nicely. It's still again feeling quite alien, and I was definitely feeling quite a lot of back pump by the end of this. Obviously here not doing it with my belt, so yeah, felt quite a bit of back pump at the end of this, so definitely pulling a bit too much of my back. As you can see there, that rep was actually a perfect example. As I'm getting fatigued here, I'm pulling more and more with my back rather than my legs, so that is something for me to work on. Obviously, like I say, I'm new to pulling sumo, and as much as I've noticed things about what is wrong, if anybody in the comments is a big sumo puller and notices anything obvious here, I would be always open to any feedback, because sometimes different people will notice different things going wrong in a lift. We're now going on to some paused deficit sumo deadlifts. Now, like with the squats and the bench, what we're going to do is we're going to add a pause count on to each of these reps. So the first one is going to be a 1 second pause, 2 second pause as we go down, and we're trying to pause where the bar would normally be if we weren't at a deficit. So as you can see, I'm getting myself set up. This definitely felt very alien pulling from a deficit and came up. Nice, and like I said, this is just nice and light at 100 kilos, so we're not necessarily doing this for strength gains, we're doing this to help us in the position at the bottom and activating the hamstrings, glutes and everything else to get us a nice strong pull. Anything like this I do recommend doing on either this or like squats, and it can just help you in that position, holding a good position, so either at the bottom of squats or in the start position for your deadlift. And it can also have a good crossover to lock out as well, because you're pulling from that deficit part. So you can see the 5 reps done there. Like I said, definitely feeling a bit of back pump at this point, but it was feeling pretty good apart from that. We now come on to some speed squats. So we're doing some speed high bar squats. It's 110 kilos using a 25 kilo bar and 2.5 kilo clips, and we just did 8 sets of 2, so some pretty standard speed work, like west side barbell style speed work, and just doing that. So coming back to high bar, if anyone's been watching my videos, you know I've obviously swapped over to low bar recently. So coming back to high bar felt really alien and really strange. This is the first high bar squat I've probably done in 4 or 5 months, I think, so definitely felt a bit alien, but nice to get a bit back in there, just so we're working at both variations. We're then coming on to some seated good mornings. This is at 100 kilos. So just getting ourselves nice and set here. Times when I've done this before, I've used a safety bar, but I just wanted to use a straight bar just for a bit of variation, as it does affect where it's working a little bit differently. These are feeling quite nice. 100 kilos, did 8 reps. Was originally going to go to 10, but I think 100 was just a little bit high, so next time I do these I'm probably going to drop them down and do a little bit lighter, probably around 80 kilos or something like that. But apart from that, they felt pretty good, and again, nice to get that kind of variation into the movement. And then next we came on to some tempo hamstring curls. Now tempo reps are a really good way of building any kind of muscle. If you're in a high volume phase, I really do recommend putting some tempo work in. Keep it nice and light and just work on that tempo. Really get the blood firing, really get that muscle to grow. And like I say, it's a really good way of using a lighter weight, so putting less stress on the body in a lot of ways, but it really can help you still grow as well. You're just making that weight obviously more difficult than it is. So that was the last exercise that we filmed for this video. We did finish off with some core as well, but I've not filmed that. If you would like to see what I do for core in some later videos, let me know. But that's it guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be looking at a secondary press days. So thank you for watching guys, see you in the next one.